Hi guys, and welcome to another tip video, and today I'll be talking to you about the meta, the most effective tactic available in this game. First of all, I'll just say that it's something that works now. We don't know, it may be patched in the future, but in the meantime, as things remain how they are, this is the best way to get ahead in the game. And quite simply, it's by managing experience points. In the last update, the experience points were actually visible. You can go and check to see how many experience points you have, and the amount of experience points you have determines what level you are. And of course, what level you are determines who sees you in searches and who you see in searches. So, if you're level 35, you'll see maybe up to level 50 and down to level maybe 25. As you go up in level, you'll see less and less people of a lower level, and more people of a higher level, and that's just the way it is. It's like a threshold, positive and negative in each direction, based upon the level you are, of who sees you in searches, and whose searches you show up. So, managing experience points. Experience points are built two ways: upgrading programs and upgrading nodes. The wiki now has been updated to reflect many of the programs and many of the nodes and experience points gained by upgrading these things. And it's very helpful information to be in being able to use this meta. So the meta is basically to keep your experience points as low as possible while advancing only critical nodes and programs. I'll say it again. The meta is to keep your experience points as low as possible while advancing only the critical nodes and programs. This is called min-maxing or mini-maxing. And what it means basically is that the people on your search will always be overpowered by you. Why? Because you haven't wasted experience points on things that you don't really need to upgrade to be strong offensively and defensively. So I'll quickly run down a list of programs and nodes that are important in defending and attacking. And once you have this list and you incorporate this list, you'll be able then to focus in a way that reduces the amount of experience points you gain, and in turn keeps you out of the search of high level attackers. So firstly, the most important node to upgrade is your sentry. As I've said in every video on tips and tutorials on advice, your sentry is the most important node. Why? Because every node it installs antivirus on becomes a security node in effect. And if you get your sentry up to level 21, I believe the strength is 131 per pulse. So on chokes, it's deadly. If people don't have the right protector or protection in terms of ice walls and shockers, then they can't proceed in their hacks. So the first and most important node is your sentry. You need one high level sentry, and you need to position it in a way where it can spread throughout your whole base without being rafed and without being stopped, so every node can get antivirus. Secondly, your core. Your core is important because then you can have higher level programs. Then you can upgrade your evolver, which is another important node. And once your core is up to level 12, you can have 5 gates. And 5 gates is probably one of the best defenses there are in the game, having 5 gates. So I said the sentry is important. The core is important. Library space is important. If you want to be able to hack difficult bases, the more library space you have for more programs, the easier it is. So instead of only being able to carry 1 ice wall or 10 ice walls, you can now carry 30 ice walls. So library space is important. Your evolver level is important. The higher level your evolver, the better programs you can upgrade. The higher your evolver is, the more you can upgrade your programs. The compiler, it goes without saying, you need to be able to compile fast so this game can run smoothly. You need a level 4 compiler. And resource storages. Resource storages are important so you can upgrade anything, to be honest. That goes without saying. Of secondary importance, things that you should invest some XP in, but not too much, are your code gates. Code gates are important because they slow down the attacker, as you know, and if you position code gates at the front of your base, and they're covered by a good level scanner, all stealth attacks will fail because they'll need to wraith 2 or 3 gates, and by the time they've done that, they have no visibility left to attack anywhere else in stealth. They can't use leeches, they can't use portal, they can't disable your antivirus because they've used all their visibility wraithing your code gates. And if you have a very high level scanner, then they can only wraith 1 or 2 code gates, and that's it. Nodes of secondary importance are the scanner and code gates. Less important nodes, ones that you don't need to invest, especially in the first maybe 40 to 50 levels, are your resource collectors. Obviously, you're getting all your loot from hacks and hacking people, so you don't need resource collectors. And if you have high level farms, you can get a lot of XP. And if you have high level XP, though your programs are low level and your other nodes such as your security nodes and your sentries are low level, if your farms are high level, you'll have lots of XP, and in turn your level will be higher, and in turn those who can attack you will be from a higher level. Hopefully that makes sense. So, to summarize what I've said so far, first of all, the most effective tactic is to manage your XP, which in turn manages your level, which in turn manages those who find you on search. You need to focus on upgrading only the critical nodes and programs. The critical nodes and programs are the sentry, the core, the library, the evolver, the compiler, and your storages. Those of secondary importance are the code gate and the scanner, which I've explained. Less importance are your security nodes. Why? Because your security nodes at these low levels, between 1 and 50, they don't do that much damage. But your sentry can do even more damage, and it's just one node, and therefore it keeps XP low, and therefore you have a good defense depending on your sentry. So black nodes, security nodes, ice, black ice and turrets, you don't need to focus on them before level 50. Now to discuss the most important programs in maintaining and managing your XP. You need to, of course, focus on either beams or shurikens. These are your main sources of attack. They're cheap, they compile fast, and they're powerful. Focus on one. Most OGs, original players of the game, who have experience, who are around the level 60 mark, would say that shurikens are a game changer. Forget beams, level your shurikens, keep them high, and they make most bases easy, and you can bypass priority traps. Beams or shurikens, they're important. Next, your protector. Your protector helps you on chokes. If there is someone who is defending, they'll always have a choke of some sort. It might be based upon security nodes, it might be based upon the sentry, but if your protector is high, then you can survive long enough to take over all those nodes that are attacking you. If this doesn't make sense, play it in half speed, watch it a few times. This is the advice you need to get ahead in the game. So, beams and shurikens, protector, and finally ram or blasters. Rams or blasters are for the code gates. You need either high level rams or high level blasters to be able to get past code gates. Blasters endgame are useful for, and not just endgame, at this stage of the game, are also useful for guardian chokes. So these levels, it might even be best to go with your blaster. Focus on one, not both. Then secondary important nodes that you don't particularly need to level but might prove useful in bases that are more difficult are shockers and leeches. Shockers, you know, allow you to use all your slots in attacking and not have to defend for a short period of time. You won't need any ice walls or protectors. Shockers also allow you to drop protectors, however it's better just to use ice walls. And leeches, you know, you're running out of time, there's a lot of loot to get, you drop a leech and you get a lot more than you would if you didn't. So leeches might be helpful, but if you have high enough level programs, you won't need your leeches that much. And there are some programs you should definitely 100% no way upgrade. One is the portal program. Don't waste your time. If you need to ask why, then well, join the Discord. Secondly, worms. Worms, they've been buffed, but at this point in time they still don't look viable enough to spread around the base. So leave worms for now. You can try it out, but I personally wouldn't advise it. Ice walls. On my main account, my ice walls are 450 B coins per ice wall, level 17. So the more ice walls I use, the less profitable my hack is. If I use 2 ice walls, that's almost 1k B coins. Don't upgrade your ice walls past level 3. Level 3 ice walls are cheap. They're faster compile relatively, and you can use them to get your protectors down. You can use them to, in a sense, attack for a short period of time, enough for you to take another node. So keep your ice walls down in level, not just for the XP, but because of the expense, the cost of them. And last 2, Kraken, don't waste your time. Beams or shurikens are much better bet, and Wraithing, don't waste your time. Level 21 Wraith is 2,100 B coins per Wraith, and stealth attacks just take too long to compile. I think the Wraith takes 15 minutes to compile, Access 1 minute to compile, Portal 20 minutes to compile. I don't have time for that. You shouldn't have time for that. You should be aiming to make your attacks take the least amount of compilation time possible. Therefore, you're able to compile and do more hacks in a shorter space of time, and then upgrade in a shorter space of time, and not need to use your credits. So the ideal base, to summarize: 1 will have a high level sentry, 2 will have 5 gates, aka a level 12 core, 3 will have a high library so you can have more programs, high compiler so you can compile fast, of a level 4 compiler so you can compile as fast as possible, high resource storages so you can upgrade your programs and your nodes. Ideal programs: 1 Shuriken, 2 Protector, 3 Blaster or Rams. Rams are multifaceted, so maybe I meant blasters are multifaceted, but Rams are also multifaceted in that they attack Guardian shields. Bear that in mind. And what is the result of mini-maxing or min-maxing? You have a strong attack, a strong defense, and you maintain low XP, which in turn means a low level, which in turn means you're overpowered to those you find, and those who find you, you can hack them and they can't hack you back. This is why I and many others have started second accounts to enjoy ourselves, going through the ranks, hacking people 10, 15, 20 levels higher than us, and then seeing them trying to attack back and failing woefully. This is NerRad. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you watched it to the end, comment 1, 2, 3 in the comment section. Thank you very much. All the best. Take care. Goodbye.